Hi, you're watching Inspiration Station here on Entrepreneur.com. Thanks very much for watching. I'm Kirsten Kloss. Our guest today on the show is Phillip Cox, and he is the CEO and co-owner of Legacy Food Storage. Now, he specializes in manufacturing of good-tasting, high-quality, gourmet freeze-dried foods and other essential products for the storage and emergency use. Well, Phillip, thanks very much for joining us on the show today.
Thank you for having me on.
First of all, let's just get right into it. We had a brief conversation prior to the show about your history, and it's not really related to what you're doing right now, but explain to our audience, how did you get into this idea of emergency prep business?
Originally, the business plan was to get into e-commerce. E-commerce is an area I have no experience in. I was actually introduced to the concept of all places at a gym by a man who had recently lost his job. And when we got into the business model, it was something I was interested in. Some of my partners were interested in as well. Our background is in finance and real estate and everything but online e-commerce. And we liked the model, the business model a lot. And the culture here in Utah is very familiar with emergency products, food storage and whatnot, and that seemed like a natural fit for us to begin. And so that's how we chose that line of product. It was something we were familiar with. It was something we thought had some growth potential, and we chose that.
So how big is the market? I mean, what is your primary target audience for what you're doing?
Politically speaking, it's conservatives. I would say that the market is not large. It's kind of a new industry for most people. In the Intermountain states, it's a lot more people are familiar with it. That being said, we don't sell very much to people in Utah. We mostly sell to people in Texas and Florida and Southern California, a lot of the East Coast. A lot of people that are either conservative by nature, meaning that they're more these are people that are going to buy insurance, right, for disasters. They want to be prepared for problems, and that's our buyer base. Is that typically older people, not in their 20s and not teens, obviously, probably 30 years and older. A lot of people in their 40s that have families that want to be prepared for a problem.
Mm-hmm. So there must be a difference here between food storage and emergency prep. Maybe you can explain our audience a little bit about the difference there.
Yeah, emergency preparation is a much wider, broader area. Food storage is a specific area within a larger industry. So if you were to prepare for an emergency, for example, there's emergency kits, there's water storage, there's disaster preparedness. Food storage is a specific item of many that you should have for an emergency situation. But we are moving into the others. So we've moved into water storage, and we've moved into emergency kits. We're slowly going into emergency prep as a whole, but we liked food storage as the initial base to begin with.
And how about challenges? I mean, you were breaking new ground here. What were some of the challenges you faced getting into this business?
Well, for me personally, in the e-commerce business, the biggest challenge to begin with, once we'd selected a product, was picking the right relationships on a supplier basis. We outshot our supplier within 3 months. That was a huge problem. It took a year to fix that problem. The other problem we had was selecting the right platform, because I am technically challenged. That was very difficult. There's a lot of platforms for hosting your website and whatnot, and that actually took us about 2.5 years to find the right platform for us to work with that was reliable.
And would you do anything differently, in hindsight?
Oh yeah, I can think of a lot of things I'd do differently. But if knowing what I know now, I would have definitely tried to pick a better platform to begin with on the front end. I also would have probably. We didn't start off as the wholesaler manufacturer of the food item. We started off as a reseller of other companies' foods, and so we had so many problems with getting product we actually became a wholesaler manufacturer out of necessity because we couldn't get the product. And then we were having product quality issues, which was also another problem. So,
so something must have inspired you to get into this business. Was it a personal experience, or was it just an opportunity?
Mostly opportunity and the challenge. This is a completely new industry for me. Literally, I have no background in this industry. Food storage is something I am familiar with. As far as that industry, food storage is something I'm familiar with. I wasn't this familiar with it, but I was familiar with food storage. But no, it was the challenge of starting something new and building a new company up, which is what I like to do. I like to build companies. That's what I enjoy doing. It's some people golf. I like to build companies.
Well, and you decided to go almost exclusively online with the e-commerce piece. Why'd you decide to go that way instead of having a storefront?
I think that's actually where we did go right. My background is in real estate. To build a retail center out, and the capital expenditure to build out an actual physical brick and mortar location is extremely expensive. In my opinion, the online business is the most cost-effective way to begin a business. It's a way that you can reach out to a lot of people, a large group of people, inexpensively. And for me, it's where things are trending. Meaning, I think that you'll see more and more over the next 20 years, it's happening right now. People are buying less out of brick and mortar retail locations, and they're buying more online. So I don't want to start a business with what has been. I want to start a business going into what is going to be, and online retail is where it is going.
And I imagine, I don't know if that's a differentiating factor, but maybe explain what makes you different from others that might be tackling this sector.
I think when we got into this industry, there's a lot of obviously companies that had a lot more exposure, a lot more branding. They were hiring and still do large endorsements from very well recognized people, and we didn't have the budget for that. We focused on it. We didn't attach to a face to promote our product. We attached to a better product concept. So instead of putting our money and resources into a personality that would endorse our product, we put our resources and money into better features and into better packaging and delivery, and that's where we put our resources and money. So when you look at our product, the factor that sets us apart is, in this case in food, is the quality and the features of the product itself. That's where we chose to focus. That's what differentiates us.
And I guess business is doing well?
Business is well. For us, it's great. The industry, emergency products, as I'm sure you can imagine, do really well when there are problems in the world. When there's a war or a tsunami, our business significantly picks up. Right now, things are going better in the economy, I would propose. The industry's down. We are up. From what I hear, the industry for most of our competitors a lot of them are maybe not doing quite as well as they were a few years ago. For us, we're doing well, and we're very happy about it.
And so the goals looking forward, any aspirations that you're trying to reach?
Yeah, diversity. We've got food storage. We want to go beyond food storage. Not because we don't like food storage. We will be building into more emergency preparation products. We're coming on with a lot of products, but we're also wanting to move into new industries and new categories, if you will. For example, we launched a meal replacement shake that both has a shelf life, so it still applies for the emergency food industry. Yep. But it's something that people use every day. So we developed it as an amazing product, and naturally allows for us to move into nutrition. So we're already beginning to move that way, and we like where we can grow with the business.
Well, I always like to ask this question when it's a real business expose here. If there's one thing you would want to teach somebody as a piece of advice, what would be the number one piece of advice you could pass on to another entrepreneur that might be getting into any business that's a startup stage?
My personal opinion when I'm starting up a business is it's about putting the right team together. Anytime I've set up a business, when people ask me, how have you been so successful? It's because I didn't do it. I was able to put together a good team. So when people say, well, what are you good at? There's two things I'm actually pretty good at. I'm very good at raising capital, and I'm very good at recognizing other people's talents. Not mine necessarily, but other people's. So I'm always surrounded by extremely competent people that are very talented, and we set up our business plan such that people are incentivized to work, to be part of the deal. So they're as excited as I am. So when they ask me, how do you start a company up from ground zero and double and triple in revenue year over year like we've done? Well, that's not me. I mean, I'm obviously involved with it, but I've got really good people, and that's what I've been successful doing, is I've been successful picking really good people to work with.
Well, Phillip, thanks very much for taking time to share your story and your business venture with our audience here on Entrepreneur.com. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
We've been speaking with Phillip Cox. He is with Legacy Food Storage. He is the business owner down there. And you can check out their website if you want more information at legacyfoodstorage.com. Thanks, everyone, for watching. You've been watching Inspiration Station here on Entrepreneur.com. I'm Kirsten Kloss. Take care. See you again real soon.